I'm ready when you are.
Like, that's me. It's okay. Usually I'm the one stuffing my face. So, no, I apologize about the earlier than expected timing.
Oh, no
That's
worries.
what I said to her. Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Sorry, I got here prematurely.
Hello. Before we start.
I arrived prematurely.
Welcome to Namely 90s. The podcast that takes you back to the time before smartphones, Google, and Y2K. Join your hosts as they relive the pop culture that shaped a generation and the parts that many people wish they could forget. Listen in to the conversation about how the decade defined those who spent their childhood there and how it shaped them as adults. So, turn down the grunge and dial up the internet. Let's get started. It's time for Namely 90s.
That's right. You're listening to Namely 90s. My name's Andrew, and over there's Brandon.
That's me. Hopefully you edited out me chewing.
Yeah. You can find us online at namely90s.com, except when I forget to update the DNS settings for our domain name at namely90s.com. You can also find us on Instagram at namely90s, and this show also publishes on YouTube every Monday at 9 o'clock. That's at youtube.com/@namely90s. And if you'd like to support the show, you'd be the first. Head over to Patreon at patreon.com/namely90s, also with a 90s, to get signed up for one of the support levels.
Well, we just have like a bunch of people on our Patreon and we don't even realize it.
We're millionaires at this point.
Yeah.
And they're all waiting for that Vegas trip.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
I'd be down.
I could do some Vegas.
One of my friends that lives in
Are we
Vegas
overdue?
is moving. Yeah.
Should we bring a marriage counselor along for the for you and me?
Marriage counselor? Yeah. Am I not the marriage counselor? Yeah, no, I think it's your 11th year anniversary.
12.
No, I mean, that's when I go to the
well,
Vegas,
actually,
I did the one.
It kind of ended up being us going to your town was the 10-year thing. It's the whole deal.
That's fair. It was nice seeing you guys.
Yeah. I'm trying to come up with some kind of way to get down there again. Hopefully.
Yeah, sounds fun. My friend that was supposed to come, my friend that actually lives in Vegas, that's moving to Florida, was supposed to come towards the end of the month, but they actually can't make it anymore because they're working. So I guess I have more free time on my hands.
Yeah. Well, hey, I got my hairs cut.
That looks good.
YouTube.com/@namely90s to
at namely90s.
Yep, at namely90s to see my haircut, if you care. What else?
You look like Bruce Campbell in.
I was gonna make a Bruce
Notice.
Campbell reference earlier. I was like, I'm going for a Bruce Campbell vibe.
It works.
What had happened was, what's that from, by the way? People always say that.
What had happened was.
Yeah.
What?
People like reference that. What had happened was. Oh, it's a term commonly used when you're about to speak total BS for the next few moments. What had happened was I'm like, I had to go to this work thing and I'm like frantically scrambling around trying to find something that fits, and the laundry's kind of all over. And like in the process, I found this shirt that like, it's like I get food on my shirt every time I eat. And the other day I got mayonnaise like on the middle of my t-shirt.
God, and it doesn't wash out.
So yeah, but we got this like the Dawn power wash, which apparently is supposed to like get the grease out. So I power washed it and like not with a pressure washer, but with the stuff. And I rubbed it in. I rinsed it under the sink and it looked like it was gone. Dried it. All I've done is made the grease spot bigger by making it dissipate throughout the fabric.
Sounds
I'm
about right.
such a slob. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's why I wear separate shirts when I get home.
Yeah, it's real bad. And I even make a point. I'm like, I'm going to not get food on this shirt.
Ooh.
The other day, I was wearing a white shirt. I ate all of my food. At the very end, a single green bean, the last green bean, fell off my fork, bounced off my plate, landed on my shirt.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And really, aren't we all the last green bean sometimes?
Yes. No. He took a sip of water, folks.
I think NPR.
Yeah.
Except it's a cup of like Folgers, and you go, Oh, yes. It's like the coffee drinking. You know they do that. Isn't that a joke from Family Guy? He's like eating cookies and sipping coffee while he's on the radio. I'm about to look that up later.
I don't remember that one. Like,
okay,
the only Family Guy that I really have burned into my brain is probably the first 8 seasons, and then I've seen it all, but I've only seen it once.
Right.
And
I mean, I have not even seen it all.
Like, I have no desire to go back. Like, there's episodes that I'll watch and I'll be like, Andrew should have watched that one. That was funny. But they become fewer and far between, much like good episodes of The Simpsons.
Yeah, I mean, it gets bad when you're on the air for that long.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I was right, and I will send you the clip for you to watch after we record.
Cool.
And it's funny.
You've already sent it.
Yes. I mean, I like for you to watch after.
Gotcha.
That's the problem with the English language. That could have meant either thing.
Yep.
Did I already go off about the whole bi-weekly and bi-monthly thing?
I mean, it's been years at this point, probably. Because I know
you've done it. You've done it.
Wow. You've done it when we've had guests on the show. Why am I like so low energy?
The bi-weekly. I'm high energy. I took a nap today.
I should be. Well, I am low energy. I just got back from a doubleheader softball game. I had some tummy trouble.
That's today. The worst. Yeah, in left field. You're like, if you'll excuse me for a moment.
I was pitching, and it was like an hour before the game started, and my stomach's just like, it should just feel like a hot knife is going through your stomach. And I'm like, shouldn't have eaten. I ate. So I wanted fish and chips, but there's this place that does like wraps, and they did a fish and chips wrap.
That sounds, by the way, revolting. I just want to state that.
It is. And like they put curly fries in, they put like beer battered like cod or halibut and tartar sauce.
Fish and chips is a dish that just slides right through, and then you do it like that, and it just does not sound right.
Mm-hmm. I put a little malt vinegar on it. Just needed a little something else, and yeah, it wasn't bad.
Squeeze a lemon.
I just haven't been eating well the last week, I guess. Need some fiber. And that's why you heard me munching on a salad at the start of the show, because I've clearly forgotten to edit that out.
Yeah. No, I just, one thing like the mixed greens you sometimes get. Mm-hmm. What's with those ones that taste like the dirt they grew in? If you're like the
spring
stem
mix one? Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Spring mix.
Because that has like arugula in it. So it'll have that.
Well, arugula. You're listening to Namely Lettuce on the Lettuce Hour.
Namely Greensley 90s.
We really can talk about anything, and then it just deteriorates into nothing, and then we just declare that it's been enough time.
I mean, that's why we hope people listen to the show.
Yeah, you would think.
It's not for the 90s content, that's for sure.
No, God no.
Yeah.
As I culminate that with a big yawn.
Some people were shocked that Beast Wars was a thing, and other people. Chase Keys from SNEScapades commented on last week's episode, saying that I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of, I always knew that Fox Tracks sucked. I just didn't know why. Thank you for explaining it to me.
Ah, yes, very good.
So you've reached someone,
I
Andrew.
Could not have phoned that in harder, by the way.
I remember the glowing puck thing being contentious back in the day, but I never understood why. Now I know. Thanks for listening.
Now you know, which is a reference to Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Is it?
Yeah, they would like tell you something. Bill, and they would at the end of it, the guy would go, "Now you know."
Oh, I was thinking my head's always stuck on the G.I. Joe outro where it's like, and now you know, and knowing's half the battle.
Yeah, I can see that. I always, for me, the problem is anytime anyone, animal, or person is named Bill, I immediately just go, Bill. Nice. It's a problem.
Oh yeah.
You're like, this guy's a lunatic. What's going on with you?
I mean,
like people know Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I do love the fact that it's like there's the whole almost live kind of
Secret Seattle stuff.
crossover. Yeah.
What was he like? His superhero character was like the Running Man or something. Because YouTube, Bill Nye Almost Live. I want to say Running Man, and you'll see him running out the kingdom.
People are like, Bill Nye isn't even a real scientist. He's an engineer. And I'm like,
right.
What? But that is a scientist.
Yes, a Bachelor of Science in Engineering. I believe a Master's of Science in Engineering.
That is what we would call.
I don't think he has a doctorate.
A scientist.
Yes. Yeah. No, a scientist is more like our subject today.
Well, the fact is, like, he's not even. Sorry, I did. He's not even like. He's teaching kids basic science. You could pretty much be anyone to do that. Like even a basic, even whatever. Anyway, speaking of scientists.
No, we already. Ferbdon, what's up?
Yo.
Flash Face-Off, deciding between eras. Welcome to our Flash Face-Off. Today we're diving into the world of the fastest man alive and pitting two iconic TV series against each other. The 90s Flash series and the 2014 Flash series. Andrew, it's time to take sides. Which era of the Flash has captured your heart and why? Are you Team 90s or Team 2014? Let's hear your thoughts. So, Ferbdon, or AI Ferbdon, because Andrew gave that away eventually. We're playing Boot or Reboot again. You may remember last time we did this, it was, what did we do? We did Point Break.
Yeah.
So I'll share the video, Andrew, if you'd like. So Andrew's going to watch a trailer for the 90s Flash TV series, which is terrible quality, even though it says it's 720p. And if I could just find freaking QuickTime.
Really, it's like looking through like the pinhole in a box and you're trying to look at a solar eclipse.
Right. It's pretty bad. And
solar eclipse of the heart. Wait, that's not the right era or the lyric.
We're back. Sorry, I had some computer trouble. I upgraded to Zoom and it decided to not be cool. Ready?
I love when you update something and they just move the buttons.
Right. Well, I had to, because for the last year, so it's been saying they couldn't update. And so I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'll install it and reinstall it.
I'll tell you what. Oh, good.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, the updated Outlook, move the calendar button. So now I keep going into some stupid, like, weird menu every time I want to look at my calendars. Like, why? Like, let's put the start button in the middle. Why? Anyway.
Just to annoy you. All right. Everything's still recording? Yes. You ready for this? This is a 90s Flash trailer. Can you see?
No.
It's on your screen?
You stop sharing your screen.
I am going to light something on fire.
Sharing is caring. I'm seeing blackness.
No. Let's go. Oh, this sounds...
I hate it.
Too loud? Sorry.
Central City used to be a peaceful place. Now,
it has that classic voiceover guy.
Terrifying is erupting from the city's core.
I thought you were upstairs. What do you think you are doing?
Central City is crumbling. Its people live in fear.
Yeah, the people live in fear.
The dramatic music. Wow, look at that miniature special effect.
Destroy their hero.
Who is this guy supposed to be?
So that guy apparently is a former Central City cop who killed Barry Allen's brother, the Flash, and the Flash's brother, and he's the leader of that biker gang that we're seeing.
Right.
Cross-reference against a sample from that gun shop they hit on Tuesday.
These guys aren't actually scientists. They're just engineers.
No, so that's nice. That's the guy, the blind guy from Becker on the left, and then Barry Allen right there. Dawson's dad from Dawson Creek.
But when lightning strikes, it transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary.
No one ever just dies from these problems, being bit by a spider.
Right? 200 miles per hour. 300.
Going 200 miles per hour?
340 87 miles an hour.
That was before the equipment crashed.
What's happening to me?
Oh my god.
I guess I'm confused as to how electricity would cause that to happen.
Whoa. Did you see that super speed? Okay.
So does Barry's metabolism.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't believe it was over so quickly. All that anticipation, why bother?
Yeah, what an unsatisfying experience for
$20 for a fight that's over in 2 rounds.
Like that joke? Because he's
This is for children?
no, it was a primetime CBS show,
Okay. I was gonna
but
say.
they were in bed, and
I wasn't sure a
then-
premature ejaculation joke is appropriate for children, but
Yeah, no, it's a family drama.
yeah, again.
The
Tune in this
question
week as
is,
we take
which will
on-
blow up first.
No more games. I want you to build a hood. Cover my face so no one will know who I am. You know that insignia they
Because
all
you're
wear
a
on their backs?
doctor
Well, I've
scientist.
got one of my own.
Oh my god, he flipped that motorcycle. This is. He's now just killing people.
TV in the 90s is exhausting.
Right. Look at that special effect right
More
there.
to come later. Yeah.
Now the guy's being lifted by a hurricane that Barry's making by running around him. And
Get ready for more than meets the eye.
that's a
Get
cod
ready
piece
for
right there.
The Flash.
The Flash.
Hi.
Barry, your shoes are on fire!
Oh my god! The Flash.
You know, in my mind, I go, wow, could it get any worse? And I suspect it does.
Yeah, that was only a trailer for like the movie pilot. And then there was a full season after that. Thoughts? Or are you ready for the next one?
Let's do the next one. That was interesting.
All right. This is the season 1 trailer for the 2014 Flash. And it's sharing to the wrong screen. Hi.
No
New
flash
share.
photography, please.
This one, share. All right.
At least it'll be of quality that I can actually like visualize.
Sure.
Because if you thought it was bad quality on your end, imagine streaming over Zoom.
Oh, that's a fair point. Oh,
This
yeah.
isn't bad.
Barry got into a fight.
720p.
Guess I wasn't fast enough.
No, it's better to have a good heart than fast legs.
All right. So this is a long one. This is a 5-minute trailer for the first
I already
season
think
of
the
Flash.
music and soundtrack of the trailer is just so much better.
Right?
He killed my mom.
Can you still see?
Yep. Is that young Sheldon?
I think it might be.
Sorry.
Because that was 9 years ago.
But no one runs. Hey, is that the guy from Law and Order?
It is.
No one just like runs into you on the street like that. That's such a movie trope.
Well, he's heading to the crime scene.
Is he pickpocketing them at the same time?
What?
That always happens on like those spy shows. You like run into someone like that on the street and then pickpocket them.
I see what you're saying.
I just watched Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit with Chris Pine and Kevin Costner like 9 years too late. And that's kind of a dumb movie.
Yes. I confused that one with the Jeremy Renner Bourne movie.
Yeah.
Everyone you work with thinks you're a weirdo.
You've got to get yourself a girlfriend.
That was funny.
Yeah, classic.
I spent my whole life searching for the impossible.
This reminds me of the Charlie Day gif where he's standing in front of the bulletin board with all the red strings. Like, I love that.
Yeah, what was Papa George? No.
I didn't actually see the episode, but I use that gif from time to time. It was the first thing I sent to the work chat for my new workplace.
Nice. Yeah, no, it's the... Yeah, great episode, too. And so this is Star Labs exploding. Look how similar the explosion scene is. Oh my god. he was thrown into some chemicals, and now he has super speed.
Hit by lightning.
How's he still alive?
Who says hit by lightning?
Good question. Good question.
Like, let's write this to be really natural, script people. He was hit with lightning. What? They said by lightning, I realized, but
at least they didn't say he was electrocuted.
Yeah.
Coding.
Charge battles to 200. Clear. Oh my God. Where am I? You're at Star Labs.
I need you to urinate in this.
What is happening? What's going on?
That's what she
you were
said.
struck by lightning, dude.
If he actually had a shockable
Lightning
rhythm, I will lose my mind.
You were in a coma. For how long?
9 months. Welcome back, Mr. Allen.
Is that Professor Xavier? I'm confused.
No, that's no.
Clearly, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
But that's the guy from Ed, the NBC TV series. Was it Ed?
You meant Mr. Ed.
Nope, he's not a horse.
ED? No.
Tom Cavanaugh.
Okay.
What was your previous question? Prior to, is that Professor Xavier? Because that was good.
I just said if he actually has a shockable rhythm when I watch this, I'm gonna die.
So what they say is his heart rate was moving too fast to be picked up by the EKG.
Oh, so he probably had pulseless VTAC, which you can shock. Okay,
and they didn't kill him because he has lightning or something. Okay,
it's just like the biggest problem is when they shock people who are flatlined. That doesn't do anything.
You died,
anyway.
Barry.
Yeah.
You kept dying. Your heart kept stopping.
It's still beating.
Feels really fast.
See, you thought the world was slowing down.
Oh, it's going downhill now.
You were going so fast, it only looked like everyone else was standing still.
I don't know. That's decent graphics.
No, but the acting of that one lady he was talking to was.
It's a pilot.
You had a distal radius fracture. It's healed in 3 hours.
How is that even possible?
We don't know.
Yes. Yes, super healing.
No, it's not that. It's they always have like some really overly stylized like tablet and like the X-rays in blue.
Yes.
For some reason, they're not in blue. No amount of technology is going to occur where an X-ray is going to be anything but black and white. And it reminds me, there's this other commercial where it's like, it's not related to this, but the lady's like, they're talking about how these new technology tools are going to revolutionize healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor, in quotes, is holding an iPad and it's got a picture of a knee on it. And she circles the knee and points to it. There's like, these devices will revolutionize healthcare.
The knee.
Okay, anyway, moving on.
Does it fit? It's a little snug.
You don't really believe he can run that fast, do you?
Yeah, a lot of crotch shots in the leotard.
That's pretty fast.
Who's the white chick?
That's Danielle Panabaker. You may recognize her from Disney Channel shows.
Okay.
Like yourself. The sky was black and then boom, outside was...
Okay, that CG was pretty bad.
Who directed this? Christopher Nolan.
That was Weather Wizard, and he made the glass ceiling above him crash, and it just looked like a PS2 cutscene.
Inside.
Clyde Martin, he's a bank robber. I think he can control the weather. What really happened that
This
night?
guy has like perfect skin.
Dimensional barrier ruptured, unleashing unknown energies into our world.
He was on Glee.
Those
are all
I guess.
theoretical.
And how theoretical.
So he's like 53.
Well, he's definitely not.
I've been thinking too small.
Well, I guess he's about early 20s, which
one's
be the
Glee?
character.
No,
I just hate Glee.
that was an Office reference.
Mine was a Community reference.
Oh, okay, perfect.
He's still out there. We have to stop him.
I like the soundtrack of this show.
You're just a young man who was struck by lightning.
Oh, poor Mustang.
That car's center of gravity is way too low to do that. To flip because of a maneuver, yeah, that too.
It's getting cooler.
Ooh, the haircut,
Your
dude.
metahumans have been busy.
So this is a spin-off of Arrow, just so you know. Barry shows up in, I think, the first or second season, and then comes back and gets struck by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
But I need your help to catch Martin and anyone else out there like him. But I can't do it without you.
I have something that might help. It's made of a reinforced tripolymer. It's heat and abrasive resistant.
Oh, yeah.
What if I'm not a hero? What if I'm just some guy who was struck by lightning?
I don't think that bolt of lightning struck you, Barry.
Well, most people just die immediately.
You can
so.
inspire people.
Yeah.
Watching over your city.
You can inspire people by not being dead.
Making a difference. Saving people in a flash.
Oof, chills.
It's time to think big.
And then classic Flash moment. He runs around a twister.
Okay, the guy from Law and Order never looks older.
No.
He never ages.
So, in this iteration of the Flash, Barry's mom dies, as we saw at the beginning, is killed by the Reverse Flash. But they don't know that. And then they send his dad to jail. So he moves in with Joe West and his daughter Iris West. And that's the cop from Law and Order.
Jesse L. Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Born 1969.
He definitely aged during this show.
Okay.
Well, no, he pretty much looks the same towards the end, but like he had some sort of hip problem in season 7 or something.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'll run around it in the opposite direction.
You'll die.
You're not faster than a bullet.
Run, Barry, run.
Oh, Tom Cavanaugh, great actor.
Begs the question of why he's doing this, but
what happened?
He got to play like
just your everyday kind of bad guy shooter.
30 different characters.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive.
Oh, the voiceover.
A friend recently gave me the idea for a new name, and something tells me it's gonna catch on.
Boy, they shouldn't have done the voiceover.
Wear a mask.
Also, that was dumb.
Cool.
The arrow just jumped off a building and then flew away using an arrow. So the thing is, Arrow, the TV series, and let me get back to our stop sharing. Arrow, the TV series, always started with a voiceover. So this one started with the voiceover too. And they got rid of it by the 8th season, maybe. Anyway.
In every generation, there is a Slayer.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't think you probably don't want to watch the trailer for the new Flash movie, right?
I don't have to choose between that. So
correct. The boot or reboot choice is: do you want to watch the 90s Flash TV series or season 1? I will just say season 1 of the 2014 Flash series.
You're saying pilot versus whole season?
No, I'm saying season 1 of the 90s Flash versus season 1. Well, the entirety of 90s Flash, which is a single season, and the first season of 2014 Flash, because they're both the same length, give or take.
Do I have to answer right now? We discuss?
Yeah, let's discuss. What did you like? What did you enjoy? Do you need a synopsis of these shows?
No, I think. I mean, I don't. So last time when we went with boot or reboot, I went with the original Point Break.
Yes, because even though the graphics were better in the
it's a star-studded cast. It's considered to be a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the production value. It's kind of a 90s thing, but it's the way to go. It's for me, it's the 2014 series all day long right here. I mean, there's just no question. The level of cheese with the 1990s one is just off the charts.
It was definitely post Tim Burton's Batman. For that one, that's where the inspiration for the crazy city came from, and the outfit and the gritty, but also insane. Mark Hamill's in it as Luke Skywalker as the trickster, which kind of just becomes his version of the Joker from Batman the Animated Series. But okay, so you're going with 2014 Flash TV series.
I'd call the 90s one unwatchable based on that trailer.
Well, just because it was so low res.
Well, not even that, but just like between the soundtrack and the characters and the acting and the bad effects, it just looks like a slog, you know?
Yes. Having to edit this week's Namely 90s Minute for that has just drained my enthusiasm for watching that series someday. And bonus, if you keep watching The Flash 2014, 90s Flash comes back. Okay. You may even have noticed in the trailer, his dad, I think we saw his dad, is the Barry Allen from the 90s Flash TV series, or the actor that played Barry Allen in the 90s Flash, John Wesley Shipp. He also plays 4 different characters over the span of 9 years, including his original 90s Flash. More about that in our Namely 90s Minute.
Welcome back to our mid-episode break, Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of The Flash finally running its way into theaters, we're looking back at the first Flash TV series, The Flash. The Flash is a TV series that ran for 1 season from September of 1990 to May of 1991, starring the dad from Dawson's Creek, Theodore Jones from Max Headroom, and the blind guy from Becker. The show follows Barry Allen, a forensic scientist working for Central City PD, who is struck by lightning and doused in chemicals in his lab, giving him super speed. He then creates a super persona named the Flash, and uses it to stop the rampant crime across his city with the help of a research scientist and love interest from Star Labs named Dr. Tina McGee, who helps him understand his developing powers. While fighting crime, he also has to keep his identity secret from his colleagues, his boss, Lieutenant Garfield, and his best friend, Julio Mendez. There's not much of an overarching plot to the series, so I'm going to finish this with a list of recurring guest stars, starting with Luke Skywalker as the trickster who felt like a knockoff Joker before he was cast as the Joker in Batman the Animated Series, NYPD Detective John Munch from Law & Order SVU as Joe Klein, a tabloid TV reporter, Tim Taylor's father-in-law from Home Improvement as Barry's dad, Jeannie Boulet from ER as Julio's girlfriend Sabrina, Dex Dexter from Dynasty as Nicholas Pike, a disgraced former CCPD officer who then becomes the leader of the gang the Dark Riders and murders Barry's brother Jay Allen, Keith Partridge as Mirror Master, Tasha Yar from Star Trek The Next Generation as Dr. Rebecca Frost, who is a psychologist trying to psychoanalyze the Flash and goes out on a date with Barry, 7 of 9 from Star Trek Voyager as Felicia Kane, who gets kidnapped and held for ransom, Lucas from seaQuest DSV as Terry Cohen, and finally Bryan Cranston as Philip Moses. The series might have been short-lived, but Barry manages to make a return during the 2014 Flash series, Arrowverse crossovers, Elseworld, and Crisis on Infinite Earths, where he ultimately dies attempting to stop the Anti-Monitor's antimatter wave from hitting Earth 1 after revealing he was married to Tina McGee. And that's The Flash in a Namely 90s Minute. More or less.
And now, back to the show. Yeah, speaking of Chris Pine, could you just do a Star Trek thing? I don't know. Is he in that?
Oh, sorry. No, I was...
It's Star Trek Insurrection.
Yes, no, I actually did The Flash. I went back and did The Flash instead.
Well, you can't spell insurrection without erection. I think I made that joke back during the January 6th situation.
Fair. You also can't spell insurrection without...
To be clear, the word erection is not in there.
I was going to say...
Erection. URR.
I was trying to make something out of sure.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me, we forgot to do this at the top of the show. I was going to say it's Pride Month. Did we discuss it last time?
I think so, but not in a great way.
No, I was just going to say...
what we did last week was essentially support Pride Month, said F you to some people, and then I think I made like a half-hearted joke, and it, yeah.
I just want to personally wish the Proud Boys a happy Pride Month.
God damn it.
By the way, worst name for like a white supremacist, anti-Semitic, homophobic group, the Proud Boys.
I'm gonna be honest. I assumed that they didn't name themselves, but apparently they did.
My house has been firebombed just now. By the way,
by Antifa.
Throw a brick through your window.
The Proud Boys are coming to save you.
Yeah. It's exactly what's happening.
God,
a bunch of light beer and goatees. That's what I need. That's going to save me.
Yep. Gotta escape.
Moving on. So I guess I'm going to quiz you, huh?
Yes.
No, you're quizzing me. I forgot.
Oh, sure.
Number three.
Whatever you want to do. We had Ferbdon generate a quiz. We have 15 characters, and we're just going to say we're going to focus on the 90s Flash comics because you don't get a lot of love until about the 2000s to 2010s with Flashpoint in the Flash comics. But basically the quiz is, was this character the Flash in the 90s comics? So, we're just going to start with first.
So just to clarify.
Yes.
This character became, or what was the Flash?
So you know how comics are. They are constantly changing. Someone will take up the cowl and switch out, whatever. The Flash more so. There was a Golden Age Flash, which was back, the first comics of like the 50s and whatever. And then when the Silver Age came, there was a new Flash.
But you're saying any number of these could have been in the 90s comics. That's a long list.
Correct. There were 5-7 Supermen from the 90s.
But in the comics specifically, there
was a lot of side stories or one-offs.
Well, no, I'm confused because in Batman, it changes all the time. But it's still Bruce Wayne. It's just played by a different actor. But this is now a comic.
Yep.
So they're saying a different person becomes the Flash.
Yes.
Multiple times in the 90s.
Possibly.
That makes no sense.
Well then, maybe it's just a single person. Who knows?
Okay, I'm gonna bomb miserably.
Let's start with Wally West. Was Wally West a character? Was Wally West?
Are all these real names, or are some of them made up?
These are all DC comic book heroes.
But they don't have to. They're not necessarily all from the 90s.
They all existed in the 90s.
Wally West, did he play the Flash, or was he the Flash?
Was he the Flash?
Sorry, I'm having. I'm gonna go with a yes.
That's correct. Wally West was the Flash that took over in the 90s from his predecessor after his predecessor died running around something, I assume.
All right. Ran through a puddle. You know how it is.
Moving on, we have Bruce Wayne.
I'm going to say no, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to scream.
Correct. Can you tell me for extra points who Bruce Wayne is?
I think he might be in the Proud Boys. No, that's going to be Batman.
I just saw the best meme.
There are a lot of guys named Bruce and Wayne in that organization.
You're correct. He is Bruce Wayne. I just saw the best meme earlier about the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman Batman movie. Batman and Robin.
Forever.
The one with Poison Ivy and Arnold and Mr. Freeze, right? It was these two just out here trying to save the environment and bring the temperature of the planet down, and yet the hero of the movie is a trust fund billionaire.
Yeah, he has 3 Maseratis. No, actually, it's funny. I'm listening to Loveline right now. They're talking in the 1990s. They're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger being in the new Batman.
Chill out. All right, next up we have Diana Prince.
Is this some sort of weird homage to Princess Diana?
You would think that, but she's been a character since the early days of.
Also, these people all have the most generic white people names, even the one who's Korean. Let's see. I would say no.
It's possible. Yeah, correct. Do you know what character she was? Diana Prince.
No.
No? She's Wonder Woman. I know you've watched at least one Wonder Woman movie.
2 of them, actually, and the second one was bizarre.
All right. Barry Allen, is he the Flash?
Well, now in the series he was, in the movie series,
the TV series,
movie.
yes.
What am I trying to say? But
TV
was
series.
He in the 90s comics? I'm going to say no.
Correct. Barry Allen is the one that dies, that gets taken over by Wally West as the Flash. Bart Allen is your next one.
Yes.
According to our rule book, no, he was not the Flash in the 90s. I think he appeared in early 2000s, or he was in.
I knew they were going somewhere with that. Like, clearly a family member, like it has to go there eventually, but I just didn't know for sure if it'd be in the 90s or a bit later.
Can you guess the relation of Bart Allen to Barry Allen?
Can I ask older or younger?
Younger.
Nephew.
Ooh. In some continuities, he pretends to be a nephew, but I believe he is the grandson of Barry Allen from the future. All right, next up we have Oliver Queen.
Well, considering he's a different character, no.
And which character is he?
The Arrow fellow.
He is the Arrow fellow. Green Arrow, yes. Good,
I know this because I think I painfully watched some of the CW series that called that
Arrow.
Caleb watched. Which is the guy, isn't that the guy that was in This Is Us? I think it's that guy. Isn't that guy?
Okay.
Doesn't he play that guy in one of the continuities somewhere along the line?
In Smallville, the Green Arrow from
Smallville. That's what the one I actually remember is the Smallville one.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have Jay Garrick. Was he a Flash in the 90s? Which is kind of weird. Remember, there's also like outside continuities.
Yes.
According to our AI generated quiz, no. Although he was the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick, also from a different Earth is a Flash on a different Earth. So I don't know. Maybe I'll give it to you.
Well, I mean, in the multiverse, it actually happened simultaneously in the 90s as well as the time it actually happened.
Exactly.
So
exactly. What about Clark Kent?
There's just no way.
No, there's no way Clark Kent, because he's...
Superman is impervious to lightning.
That's a fair point. He's powered by the sun. Shazam.
Also, the glasses, not as good of a disguise as you would think. Like, how is that fooling everybody?
Like, I loved, what was it? The Superman movies where it's just like, clearly that man is the same man. Yeah. Ted Kord. Do you know who Ted Kord is?
I don't know who Ted Kord is. Yes.
Sorry, no, he was not the Flash.
Damn.
Ted Kord is... Any guess? There's a movie coming out soon featuring his character, well, his superhero name, but
is it another one of these GD friggin' Avengers things?
No, these are all DC characters.
Oh, shoot, you're right.
Do you want me to give you a color or an animal? So it's it's a color and an animal. Then I just give you the whole thing. Would you rather have the color or the animal?
Animal.
Beetle.
No.
Alliteration.
Black beetle. Blue beetle.
Yes. He is the Blue Beetle.
The F is that?
There's a trailer.
I swear to God, none of this is real. You're just making this up.
Maybe this is all just an AI generated quiz about nothing. Okay, Linda Park. Well, we have you.
By the way, the most decidedly Korean name I've ever heard, like for second generation Korean.
And to be fair, she is actually played by an Asian woman in 2014.
In 2014, but back in 1990.
Yes, back in 2019-90.
They just thought all Asians were the same.
I don't even think she was Asian until like...
I don't know they're progressive enough in the 90s to make a woman a male character, so no.
That is correct. Linda Park, I believe, is the girlfriend of Wally West. Next up, we have Ray Palmer. Ray Palmer. Is he a 90s Flash character? Or
No.
a 90s Flash hero. Correct. Do you want to guess who he was?
I have no guess. Ray, is Ray a hint?
Yeah, I guess so. He's the DC equivalent of Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Stingray.
The
Some
Atom.
sort of Ray.
I like that. Stingray. No, he was the Atom, I believe.
Okay, whatever that means.
All right. This one you have to know.
But not the black one.
This one. Black Adam. No, he was.
That's,
he was
I know
not
that's
Black
Marvel.
Adam.
I'm very confused.
He's Black Adam is.
That's DC?
DC, yes.
Good God. Oh, these people. Can we just merge already and just get it over with? So I don't have to get it wrong every time.
Yes, probably
it's
in the
all
future.
owned by the same company anyway, probably, right?
Eventually.
They're all owned by Time Warner Cable anyway.
Well, true. The WB is actually owns
DC.
WB. Kyle Rayner.
I want to say yes.
Because you've heard me say his name before?
Yes. I don't know what problem.
He wasn't the Flash, but he did take over for what DC hero that you probably don't know is a thing. Starts with a color.
The Avengers. No, I'm just screwing with you. I don't know.
I was pointing to my green screen.
Green Lantern.
There you go. He was the last.
They're now just named after inanimate objects.
Well, there was a Green Lantern in the Golden Age.
He was walking down a path and a lantern fell on his head, and then he became a lantern.
They have these rings, and I just realized I pulled out a green screen or a green ring in front of the green screen.
He extinguishes darkness everywhere he goes.
You know, that's almost their creed.
Oh, jeez.
All right, next up we have Hal Jordan. The list is almost over. We have three left. Hal Jordan. Was he a Flash in the 90s?
Yes.
Sorry, no, he was not a Flash. Do you know who Hal Jordan was?
Not a clue. Green ring. Green arrow. Green screen. I already said that. Captain Planet.
He was the Green Lantern that went insane and killed all the Green Lanterns so that Kyle Rayner became the last.
Well,
Green
if you
Lantern.
were a lantern, you'd go crazy too.
All right. Two more. We have Roy Harper. Roy Harper. Was he a Flash?
Getting killed. I started strong. Yes.
I think you're still winning. Until now. No, sorry. Roy Harper was not the Flash. Can you guess who Roy Harper was?
No.
I don't think you can. Can you? Someone else on this list. He's a sidekick to someone else on this list. Can you guess the whose sidekick he is?
Bruce Wayne.
Oliver Queen.
Oliver Queen.
Roy Harper is the Red Arrow and or Arsenal. Next up, last on the list, we have Jon Stewart.
I hate you for this one.
Is he really? Is he the host of the Daily Show? Is he a black man?
Well, what the hell? I've already lost. Yes,
you won. Sorry, no, he was not the Flash. Jon Stewart was a
Jewish comedian from the Green Arrow.
God damn it.
Lantern.
Now you're just doing it to spite me. Yes, he was
Jesus
an additional
Christ.
Green Lantern. There's a lot of Green Lanterns. I'm sorry. Yeah. So apparently the AI decided to list a single person that was the Flash in the 90s, and then 14 other people.
It wasn't Wally West, and was he the only one?
Wally West, and I think Barry technically dies before, in '89.
That was dumb. All right.
Yep. Well, that's
what was my score? Bad.
Yeah, I didn't actually count it out. No, you got more than half.
All right.
I'm fairly sure.
The problem is I kept thinking I'm due for another one to be a yes, but the problem was that the line of logic never worked because they were all no.
I know. I stopped and I'm like, wait a minute, all these answers are no. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to just have to commit to this.
The biggest thing that the AI got wrong is it says, enjoy the quiz and have fun. Didn't do either of those things.
I think you only missed like maybe 3 or 4. So you got Speed Force Master. You have an excellent knowledge of the Flash and the characters of the 90s comics. Any final thoughts? Are you going to go see the Flash movie, which brings back Michael Keaton's Batman from the 90s?
I mean, I doubt it. I don't see movies often.
That's fair.
Kind of interested in that. What?
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I am kind of interested in that Oppenheimer movie. That looks pretty good.
Well, someone else was telling me about that. I might go see the Flash in theaters because they're bringing back the OG, but not OG Batman. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it for this week's edition of Namely 90s. Remember, you can find new episodes out every Monday. Join us next week for a deep dive episode. Find us on Twitter and Instagram, or just Instagram at Namely90s with a 90s, and tell us what you want us to talk about on future episodes. If you'd like to support the show, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Namely90s, also with a 90s. Finally, you can contact us through our website, Namely90s.com. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Audible, The Flash, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartGoodPods, and wherever you get your podcast from. I'm Brandon, and that's Andrew, and we will catch you next time.
How uncreative. Or very creative because they can create something out of nothing.